All right, let's jump right in. A huge tech company just announced a massive layoff. But the real story here isn't just about the number. It's about why these jobs were cut, and more importantly, what it signals for your career in the age of AI. So let's start with this number, 12,000. That's how many roles are being cut by India's biggest IT services company, Tata Consultancy Services, or TCS. It's a big, scary number, for sure. But the number itself isn't the whole story. What's really revealing is who these 12,000 people are. Now, you hear 12,000, and you think, wow, that's catastrophic, right? But here's the thing. For a giant like TCS with over 600,000 employees, that's actually just 2% of their workforce. This tells us the cuts aren't just about saving money across the board. Nope, they're incredibly surgical. And that precision, well, that's the key to figuring out what's really going on here. Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we'll look at the announcement itself. Then, we're going to decode the real why behind it. After that, we'll connect it to a much bigger shift happening across the industry. And then, the most important part, what you can actually do about it. Your personal action plan for this new AI era. All right, first up, the announcement. So why is this more than just a big scary number? Because the real story, the detail that changes everything, isn't how many jobs are gone. It's which ones. And that's where things get really interesting. And this is it. This is the heart of the matter. These layoffs, they're laser-focused on experienced mid- and senior-level staff. I mean, think about that. This isn't about trimming the fat at the entry level. It's about targeting the very backbone of the traditional corporate structure, a layer that's been a safe career goal for decades. That sends a huge signal about where the industry is going. So that leads to the million-dollar question, right? Why is this happening? And why now? TCS gave their official reason, sure, but the reality, well, it's a lot more tangled up in this massive tech shift that's happening everywhere around us. So here's what the CEO of TCS had to say. The official line is, this isn't because of AI, but to address skills for the future. And look, upskilling is always important, but does that feel like the whole picture to you? It feels like there's a key part of the story missing, doesn't it? Yeah, because when you dig just a little bit deeper, you find the real drivers. And what's sitting right at the top of that list? You guessed it, AI-driven transformation. It's all part of the same story. Client demands are changing, companies have had trouble moving certain people into new roles, and all of this is fueling a massive push to become more agile. AI is the engine driving that whole push. Okay, and this is so important to get. This TCS thing, it is not happening in a vacuum. It's not some isolated incident. Nope. It's a pattern, a big one, that we're seeing across the entire tech and consulting world. This isn't just about layoffs anymore. It's a fundamental restructuring of how these companies operate. Which brings us to this key idea, workflow replacement. You gotta understand this concept. The point is, AI isn't just coming in and poof, your job title is gone. Not yet, anyway. Instead, it's automating the specific workflows, the actual tasks that made up those jobs. We're talking about things like coordinating between teams, generating reports, basic oversight. You know, the stuff that was the bread and butter for a lot of middle managers. And seriously, it's happening everywhere you look. Just look at the language here from the other giants. Microsoft, Intel, Accenture. What's the word they all keep using? Restructuring. This isn't a temporary hiring freeze. This is a deliberate, active reshaping of their entire organization for a future that's being built around AI. So, let's just pause and put it all together. What's the big takeaway from all this? The big shift is this. AI isn't just taking jobs. It's completely redefining what valuable work even looks like. Being valuable isn't just about managing a process or a team anymore. The new value, the real value, is in strategic thinking, in solving tough problems, and in knowing how to use these incredibly powerful AI tools to deliver results. Okay, deep breath. This is the most important part of our whole conversation. I know all this news can sound kind of scary, maybe create some anxiety, but it doesn't have to. We can flip that anxiety into action. So let's talk about your plan. a clear, step-by-step guide to not just survive, but actually thrive in this new world. Here it is, your 4-step roadmap. It's not complicated, but it is crucial. First, you got to learn the tools. Don't just read about them. Get your hands dirty with ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot. Master prompt engineering. Second, you have to reframe your experience. Stop thinking of yourself as just an executor. You are a strategic enabler. Third, focus on your hybrid skills, that awesome combination of your industry knowledge, your tech skills, and your ability to communicate. And last, number 4, get your story straight. You need to be able to walk into any room and say, here's exactly how I used AI to deliver a better outcome. So I'll leave you with this question to really think about. How do you see AI impacting your role specifically? Because look, this isn't just another news story. It's a wake-up call for sure, but it's more than that. It's an invitation, an opportunity really, to adapt, to learn, and to take control of what your career is going to look like from here on out.